Hello guys and welcome to this video. In this video we are going to talk about the white paper of Taki Games. So this project on coin market cap has around nearly 1100 rank as of writing as of I mean uh, making this video, and this is the market cap. So we are going to go into the details of this white paper, and I hope you guys will enjoy this video, and let's get started. So what is Taki Games? Taki Games is building the Web3 Zanga, a player owned Web3 mobile gaming network that brings real players and gaming revenue on chain through Taki. Powered by its unique tokenomics model, which they say as Takinomics, Taki Games lets loyal players earn real value and a stake in the Taki network by earning Taki rewards. Taki Games is bringing gaming's 3 billion users to Web3 with games that are easy, fun, and rewarding. The network includes hit titles like Board Button, Mom's Kitchen, and more, totaling over 5 million downloads and 300,000 monthly active users. Taki Games is also bringing gaming's 200 billion in annual revenue to Web3 by combining proven loyalty systems with innovative tokenomics. Players earn Taki based on the value they generate for the network by playing games, and Taki Games purchases Taki tokens on the open market to fund these rewards. Taki Games initiated these rewards in December 2023. Tak- Taki supports Polygon and Solana as of January 2024. So again, guys, the thing is that as again, nothing in this video is an investment advice, so just keep that in mind. But the most important question that you should ask is that when you read a white paper is that what will be the uh, what kind of users will not be attracted by this data, because whatever they are providing is just for the information, but you will have to know that what kind of investors or what kind of users would not be interested in this kind of data. Because when you answer this simple question that what kind of users are not going to be attracted by these numbers, then only you will be able to answer the question that what kind of users can actually be part of this network. So you will have to ask the opposite question. So keep asking that what kind of users are not going to be attracted by this data, the or this information. Now let's move forward. How much Taki is in circulation? So this is their circulating supply. You can also check that supply on the CoinGecko. So we are not going to go into the details of that. Who are the founders of Taki Games? The Taki Games team includes pioneers in social, mobile, and free-to-play gaming. The team includes co-founders and former executives from Kobam, Gen Z Sports, Rally Network, and Forte. Vivi, the CEO of Taki Games, has a long track record in building global consumer entertainment brands, having served as managing director of leading esports organization Gen G, I thought Gen Z, and as executive producer at Kabam. He previously served as the CEO of Unite.io and co-founded Rally Network. Now let's move. So this is again the basic information about the Web3 mobile games. So you can also go through this. I'm going to go on to the important parts of the network. So now deflationary rewards. Play 2 and Web3 games are infamously hyperinflationary with unsustainable emissions triggering booms and busts, which is very true. With this is not only with this project the Play 2 and games, but also with many cryptocurrency projects. Takinomics flips the traditional play to earn model on its head, and as all stakeholders benefit from more players earning more rewards. In contrast, Taki rewards are designed to be deflationary thanks to takinomics. As I said, they call it takinomics. For every taki emitted to players, an equal amount is bought back and burned by the project. Buybacks are funded with revenue generated by the games, bringing that revenue on chain and fueling deflationary rewards. In this way, all taki rewards are accompanied by both net buy pressure and a reduction in circulating supply. But again, you will have to ask this important question that what kind of users will not be attracted by these rewards, even though it is a deflationary model. What kind of users will still not be interested in this kind of reward system. Because of course, if you answer this question, then you are likely to answer the question that what kind of users are likely to join the are likely to attract get attracted by these rewards. But to identify what kind of users may be able to join this network, you'll have to answer this simple question that what kind of users will not be interested in this deflationary reward system. So that is a important question that one should definitely ask. Now let's move forward. Progressive ownership. Decentralization is part of the ethos of Web3, and our deflationary rewards models enables community members to progressively gain ownership without diluting early adopters. As players gradually acquire tokens, it gives them the opportunity to transition from consumers to stakeholders. But again, you will have to ask the simple question that what kind of consumers or users will not be interested in become, becoming stakeholders. If you can answer these questions, then only you will be able to find out that what kind of users have possibility to get converted from consumers or users into stakeholders. So this is an important question to ask. Now this is their progressive ownership model championed by Variant Fund. This is the chart. You can look into that about that. Now, takenomics, deflationary rewards. Web3 gaming's play to earn model has a hype problem. How do you reward players in a way that delivers on Web3's promise of player loyalty through ownership? How do you avoid hyperinflation and speculative bubbles to build a loyalty system based on value generation, not hype cycles? Our solution, Web3 loyalty using deflationary rewards. We call this takenomics. But again, you will have to ask what kind of people or what kind of users will not be interested in this deflationary rewards. If you can write down all the possible answers that what kind of users might not be interested in this, then only you have chance of finding out users who might be interested in this. So generally what people do is that when they look into white paper, they just believe whatever they read. But if you want to double check whatever that is written here, then you can simply ask this you will have to go on the opposite path, which is to ask who will not be interested in this kind of tokenomics. If you can answer this again and again, then you will be able to filter out possibility of the users that can join the network. Of course there are no guarantees that, of course, because these guys already have a background, then there is a good chance that they will be able to find users as well. But of course in the end, there are no guarantees, and I'm not giving any investment advice, so just keep that in mind. Now let's move forward. Taki Games reward players for playing, but unlike the play to earn games of yesteryear, oh my god, what kind of word is this? Yesteryear. Taki is awarded based on real value contributed. When player engagement generates real revenue for the games, those players are rewarded commensurately with Taki. This true incentive alignment ensures that uh, all all emissions are beneficial to the network. There is no problem with farmers or boaters exploiting the system. If a user is earning rewards, the network is generating revenue. The microeconomics are tightened so that incentives are perfectly aligned. With takenomics, a Sybil attack turns into coordinated buying pressure for Taki. From a macroeconomic perspective, takenomics is designed to be deflationary with built-in offset for all reward emissions. Most reward systems are inflationary as user rewards emissions increase circulating supply. Takenomics reverses this by offsetting all user rewards with buybacks and burns. Whenever users are rewarded with Taki, game revenues are used to purchase an equivalent amount of tokens from public DX to be burned. This buy pressure and deflation will compensate for any sell pressure or inflation caused by player rewards. Players will not receive rewards unless there is sufficient revenue to perform this buyback and on ensuring that all rewards are not just sustainable but deflationary. Whenever players receive rewards, the net circulating supply is decreased. This is the heart of takenomics. So again, the design is the way they have designed is that they want to try to help the players to get more rewards by keeping the deflationary system. But again, you will have to still ask this important question, that what kind of players will not be interested in this kind of buy pressure through deflationary system? Because there will be players who are just going to enjoy the game. There is a possibility for the same, right? So the first reason that I can simply see is that there will be players who will simply not be interested in playing the games these guys are providing. But apart from that, what are the reasons through which players will not be attracted towards this? If you The more you answer this question, more you are likely to find out possible users who will be able to join this network. So one possible user section that I can think of is that if they already have, as they mentioned on the first page of this white paper, that they already have a certain user base. So if that is true, that then they may be able to market their newly launched games to their existing users, and they might join, and they might also get attracted by this reward system. So there is one possibility of this. But again, you will have to keep answering the question, this simple question, that what kind of users will not be interested in this kind of buyback and burn pressure deflationary system, which is, it looks good for in the first sight, but still you will have to know the answer to this. If you can the more you elaborate this answer, more you are likely to get closer to the list of players who can actually be attracted towards the games launched by Taki group or Taki Games, whatever it is. Now, Web3 cannot copy traditional game rewards. Incentive alignment is a key issue in any reward system. Player rewards should be aligned with some activity that generates value for the game ecosystem. The greater the reward, the greater the risk of misalignment. Many traditional games like MMORPGs will reward players for basic play activities such as exploring dungeons and killing monsters. This reinforces the core game loop, increasing engagement and indirectly growing revenue. While there is some mismatch between engagement and revenue here, the closed and centralized nature of traditional MMOs dampen the ability to exploit here. Early Web3 games often copied these models, substituting in their fungible token for the MMO's database currency. However, the slight misalignment between engagement and revenue was wedged open and exploited by farmers who had very high engagement without contributing any revenue. In the open source and decentralized worldwide Web3, those farmers were able to quickly extract and liquidate their earnings. Many Web3 games, everything from Axie Infinity to Sunflower Land, have attempted to solve this by mimicking traditional games, keeping the traditional reward system, and clamp down on withdrawals. This is costly and laborious, playing whack-a-mole with exploits. Instead, taxonomics tackles the problem at the source, only offer user token rewards when the game actually makes revenue. By keeping the incentives aligned, any farming activity is simply revenue generating activity. For example, as Taki players generate revenue with in-app purchases or by watching advertisements, those players are rewarded accordingly. If players were somehow able to bypass those ads or avoiding in-app purchases, then they would be allowed to play but not able to earn any rewards. Simple as that. So again, if they are going to restrict the players for not uh, providing value to the network, or if the players do not help them generate revenue to the network or the Taki Games, then in that scenario, what kind of players will be interested in this restricted uh, play, and what kind of players will not be interested in this kind of restricted play? If you can try to answer that question, then there is a possibility that you will be able to find the possible contenders to play these games. So try to answer this simple question which is in this paragraph, that they, as they are mentioning, that if players were somehow able to bypass those ads or avoid in-app purchases, then they would be allowed to play but not able to earn any reward. So sometimes players might not be interested in all these kind of things. So if they even play, then and they are not going to provide any value to the network, then in that scenario, what kind of players will not be interested in this? That's the core question to ask. If what kind of players will not be interested in this kind of ecosystem, where if they do not provide any value to the network, then they are not going to enjoy the game in its fullest version. So if you can try to answer this simple question, then you will be able to uh, find out players who might be interested in this kind of thing. So just think about what kind of players will not be actually interested in this kind of ecosystem. Now let's move forward. Growth and maturity. A common criticism of early play to earn games was their dependence on user growth. Token demand was driven by new player growth rather than old player retention, as the games required a high upfront buy-in in order to play. If that flow of new players dried up, then token prices would subsequently fall, even if the game maintained a stable, mature player base. As a result, play to earn token prices were a leading indicator of growth, becoming hyper cyclical with respect to the game's actual popularity. The dramatic booms and busts that resulted are infamous. In taxonomics, token demand is driven by the active player base. The buyback and burn associated with deflationary rewards occurs based on player activity, both new and mature. There are no front loading or anticipatory effects to push unsustainable speculation. In steady state, Taki Games network with a mature player base and zero growth will still drive deflation. Again, so what kind of players will not be interested in this kind of deflationary reward system? Because what they are claiming here is that uh, they what they are saying is that in through the deflationary system, that even if they do not find new users, still they will be able to give more rewards to their existing players, which is true in the deflationary system. But again, still, what kind of players will not be interested in this kind of reward system? That is the important question, and you will have to keep asking this simple question again and again, because the more you answer this simple question, more you are likely to find the possible players or list of possible contenders who will join this network and play for a longer period of time. So as an investor, you will always have to be doubtful about everything. Whatever you see, you will have to see the risk in everything. That's what I believe in, and that's why I'm trying to share my wisdom with you. I hope you are not getting irritated by this wisdom. Now, stabilizing currency price effects. Taxonomics revenue based rewards are naturally resilient to price effects. Early play to earn games would usually pay out a fixed quantity for the token, regardless of its market price. If Axis SLP doubled in price, it would suddenly double the wage rate and encourage a sudden influx of farmers. If Axis SLP halved, the wage rate would fall in half and cause a sudden exodus. This kind of volatility is harmful for the stability of a game. In contrast, Taki rewards are based on real USD revenue. When a player generates $1 of revenue, they earn $1 worth of Taki. This amount is based on the price of USD and not Taki. If the price of Taki doubles, then the quantity of Taki rewarded will happen, but the USD value will remain the same. This currency flexibility avoids the gold rushes and ghost towns created by fixed token payouts. Much in the same way, currency effects balance international trade, encouraging imports and exports when the local currency is strong or weak, respectively. These currency effects and elasticity and resiliency to Taki. Again, the most important part as of now in this white paper is that they are extremely focusing on the deflationary token system, where the network creates value for the players the more they play, and they might not even need further players after such a certain stage. So the entire games reward system is very important. At least that's what it seems right now from their white paper. So we'll have to keep in mind that what kind of players will be extremely focused on the uh, you know getting revenue by playing games. What kind of player base would be that, and what kind of player base would be not interested in simply the revenue part, and what kind of players will be interested in generating the fun experience, having a great playing experience. What kind of players will be interested in that kind of experience? If you can answer a few of this question, then you will be able to actually list down the possibility of players who will not be interested in the deflationary ecosystem or high reward system which they are claiming as of now through the deflationary system. So again, the same question arises because the white paper is also saying the same thing again and again. It is constantly putting pressure on focusing on the deflationary part of the game through which they can reward players in a much more effective way, in a larger amount. So of course it becomes highly important that you answer this question, that what kind of players will not be interested in finding out, sorry, what kind of players will not be interested in focusing on the games that only rewards players and they do not focus on the playing experience, or even if they focus on the playing experience, what kind of players will not be interested in the playing experience which Taki game is creating. So if you can answer these simple questions, then you will get closer to the possibility of the players that can join the network. Closing notes: the last wave of Web3 games showed both the excitement and instability in early design. Takenomics is our answer, specifically designed to solve these problems by turning the system inside out. Player rewards are deflationary and aligned with again, the deflationary part comes. So they are mentioning the deflationary part heavily in their white paper. And so now let's move forward. And aligned with revenue from a sustainable mature player base. With this economic fixes in place, Games Network is aiming to deliver on the promise of mass market Web3 adoption through mobile games. Taki tokens. You can go through this part because this is not as important as it seems to explain to you. These are the exchanges and bridges. This is the details of the distribution and issuance. You can go for all this as well. Cashing out token. Also, now the white paper is almost over. There is nothing to talk about much here. So yeah, this is my video for the Taki games. I hope that you really liked this video, and I hope you really enjoyed my method of asking the opposite question, that what kind of players will not be interested in joining this network. If the more precisely you can answer these questions, the more precisely you are going to get closer to finding out the contenders or possible contenders of the players who can join the network. So yeah, if you really enjoyed this video and if you think that this video was indeed educational, then please hit the like button. I will put the link in the description for my Telegram channel as well. You can join my Telegram channel as well. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.